Hey everybody, this is Grace, and in this video I'm going to talk about something that I woke up this morning and it came on my mind because what was on TV. I fell asleep with the TV on, and the commercial came on. I've heard the commercial, I've seen the commercial, I know the jingle, and it's new. It's a new commercial, but tailgating me in my neighborhood. I had to look to see who he was. Yep, it was a Bubba. But anyway, this song, the jingle, I don't like it. I don't like the whole of it. And I know if I'm not going to say what it is, I'm not going to. But it made me think of this time, I guess because my brain, I had been sleeping, so there was not that much interference already when I woke up, and the commercial was on, and it hit me harder than before that it's like a form of brainwashing. Okay, nothing new to anybody, right? Maybe not, or maybe so. Maybe it is brand new to some people, and that was the thing that just carried on in my mind is, you know, about terms that we used to use when I was younger for things like brainwashing. And one of them, I don't know when it was that I first heard it, but it's that of, you knew this. It was that of, okay, where was it? That of subliminal messages, you know, in commercials. And I remember when I was young and I first heard it, it was a big thing, a big stink about it. At least in, you know, where I was living, what was going on at the time. And I was young. I mean, I was an adult, I believe, but you're still young. And, okay, I can get over to this lane now. They finally fixed all of this out here. And you can't see it. So, there, now move this a little better. But at the time I heard, I was like, subliminal message? What does that mean? I was young. Now, what about people growing up now? I haven't heard anything since then when it was a big stink about that. I don't even remember what the big stink was. It was about commercials sending these subliminal messages and, you know, blah, blah, on and on. But I haven't heard anything in like, I don't know, decades. So with the young people growing up now, or some people who weren't all that connected, you know, I never liked to watch TV back then, you know, I haven't until now, more recently, I'd say just more recently, I don't know exactly time, but I could say since I turned 60 or 59, something like that. And so how would people know? They just weren't. Okay, I don't know who's going. I'm tired of people. I'm really so tired of jerks like that. Oh, forgive me. You missed what was happening, but yeah, or did you miss it? I want to. Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes. I tell you, man. Ooh, anyway. So talk about, but, there's a guy next to me driving and texting. Interesting. Anyway, it's too much going on right now. I tell you, the more and more time goes by. Wow. But anyway, so where was I? I don't know. I was talking about this subliminal messages and what we went through then and how it came about. Well, I didn't go through all that, but it did come about. People in my generation learned how wrong this was. Well, this commercial that was on TV when I woke up this morning, I'm like, whoa, that is, I think they hit really close to it. Okay, but they just tweaked it a little bit, maybe, so that nobody can claim that. Or maybe people don't even know about it. Maybe the people who, make the commercials weren't even aware of what that was decades ago. And all the trouble that they got into. You would think they would have somebody old enough who would know that, or somebody working there who, if they studied it, that, you don't put those kind of subliminal messages or anything that is that, like that. Or maybe the laws have changed, and yes, they can do what they want to. A lot of things changed to where those with, I taught this at university in a class, and then basically it summed it all up as the laws are made for those who have money. I didn't like that. But that was in the textbook. Oh my goodness. And they weren't saying that it's a good thing. No, it's not a good thing. What about the people, man? There's those Barnuminiums. Barnuminiums. At least they didn't call them Barndos. Anyway, whatever. But, and it just led me to think more about, all this division. I've seen so much of it, more and more and more. There's nothing new. But it is kind of new, of having so many people say so much that's bad about older generations like mine, the baby boomers. And do they even realize that they're being ageist? And that's not a good thing? I mean, I've said in more than one video, I don't know which channel I put it on, about watching a video, these two young women, and it doesn't really matter what generation they're in either. Some people from my own generation might say this, or even those older, because they've gotten so used to saying baby boomers are bad. No, that is bad if people are being ageist and think it's okay. But that video I was watching, and those two young women were having it was a live stream, but I watched it on the replay, and I just watched a good chunk of it. And they were talking about a woman around my age, I think she's Gen X, and an older Gen X, and they were saying how racist she is. And then one of them, during that video, she fumbled or something about technology, computers, internet, whatever it was, and she was, not doing it right somehow or whatever it was. And she said, "I'm a boomer like that." And I'm thinking, does she realize she's talking about somebody being racist, and here she is being ageist? The video was taken down. I don't know whether they did it or what, but it's no longer up. Because I would love to have a clip like that. Really, I mean, that's even, in a way, in a sense, they're all bad. Okay, racism, sexism, ageism, classism. I call them the negative isms, but there's more. And I taught against them, at university. And for people to just do that, they're showing how much they're hypocrites. That is something like it's added on to the negativity, how wrong it is for them to do that, to be racist. But then this one was being, same video, man, like practically in the same breath. It's going to say that. And there's that whole thing of let's not show any respect to other people or respect for our elders. Seriously, you might want to stop and realize if you don't learn from them, what are you going to do? Reinvent the wheel? Seriously, if you think that you can just start everything right now, and no, you don't get to use computers because it's my generation, around my generation and older, the ones that do it, so you don't get to use that. How would that be for the next generation? If somebody doesn't explain, how do you do this? I've had that experience because I had my first computer in 1982. And I was the one they were just shocked and amazed by. One guy, he was a supervisor. He was kind of like, I'd say in a way, a hippie kind of guy. He hit the table and he jumped up and he said, "How does she know all this stuff?" Well, because it didn't start with your generation. He wasn't that much younger than I, though. Yeah. But I knew all these, how to do this and how to do that and all this that a lot of people wouldn't even understand at all. And, but what I'm saying is, this whole thing of let's reject totally anybody from the baby boomers. I've had things said to me that was like, this guy should be fired for saying that. No, I'm not kidding. Okay, now you're going to go and say, she's a Karen. And that's racism, ageism, and class. Ageism, racism, and sexism. Because quite often, well, actually, somebody a little bit younger than me, maybe. Well, not really. But just because you say, you say that's wrong. Oh, you can't do that. You can't say you're wrong. Do you realize what you're setting up? Do people, even people in my generation, who are letting this stuff be set up? And then we know more because, about this, what can happen, because we've been through it. Some people haven't been through it. Some people, that say that, somebody like me doesn't know anything, baby boomer doesn't know anything about technology. You come on and tell me. Come on, I want to hear it. What is a modem? What is a 300 baud modem? Would you know? How bad is it? How good is it? We created this stuff, and some people are just benefiting off of that. And that's some of the people that are benefiting off of it are my generation too. Okay? But this whole thing of that so much is wrapped around technology as if though that's all. That really worries me. That's all that matters. Is some people are trying to make it that technology. If they have a question, they just look it up on the internet. Who's writing that stuff? Who's saying that stuff? Who's being quoted? I've been quoted many times on the internet. I had my first computer in 1982. Many times. At least I have the education and I speak on what I know. Okay, I can look up. When I first got on recently, 10 years ago. Anyway, I'm going to just skip to this. I was listening to some things and I'm going like, that's so wrong. Who taught them that? And there was somebody putting themselves up as experts. No, you're not an expert. You would have failed my class. You see? And I'm not saying I'm an expert. I'm a voice of authority on quite a bit because I was a career student over 20 years. Yeah. But I don't usually claim it. I don't. It took a lot for me to even mention my degrees for a while there, seriously. And all else. But that qualifies me. But people just saying that they are because they say they are. But anyway, go back to this commercial. And it's basically kind of putting out the same, well, not exactly the same things, not exactly the same argument. But it's putting out some really bad things that's all that there is. And that's all that a person needs kind of thing. It all wraps around technology. There's more out there in this world than technology. So I hope that doesn't keep being pounded into people's brains of any age. I'm talking any age. Like I said, I'm not picking on any age group. I'm not picking on anybody. I'm just flat out saying of any age to and then they put it in their mind and they tell their children, their grandchildren, their whatever, and it just keeps going, that all that matters in the world is technology. That's all the person needs. No. Anyway, wrapping up. Talk to you on another video. Bye.